Hi everyone, so today is another IT lesson and I'll be moving on from Microsoft PowerPoint to Microsoft Excel. So some of y'all may not be as familiar with Microsoft Excel because this is not something that you would use unless you need to take note of stuff. But yeah, so I'll just be going through some simple functions that you can use to jot down things. Okay, so the first thing that y'all will see when you open will be this. This is the layout that you will see when you first open the app. And you see these rectangles, all these small rectangles. These rectangles, they are all called a cell. So one rectangle is one cell. This is another cell. This is another cell. Okay. And when I say column, column means downwards, vertical, so one line down. And when I say row, row is horizontal, sideways. Okay, so this is a row of cells, and this is a column of cells. Okay, so another thing is that when we are using Excel, we will usually every cell has a name. So how do you call a cell? So this cell is called A1. So actually you will see the name on the corner here. You see my mouse here? This is the name. So A1. Why A1? Because it's in column A and it's in row 1. So A1. So example, if I want to use this cell, it's I3. See, here also will say I3. Okay, so this is the name of the cells. Okay, so in your worksheet, I think I would have asked you all to do some things to certain cells or put things in certain cells. So just this is how you know where to put it lah. Okay. So just like Microsoft PowerPoint, Microsoft Word, you can edit your fonts and and fill up the shapes. And the shapes in this case is the rectangles. So I'll be going through again the font. So how to change the font style. So when you want to type in Excel, you can actually just click once and then type something in the thing. Or some people like to double tap because you can see the thing here. So yeah. And then once you have something here, right, if you want to edit it, you can double tap and then click wherever, or you just click it once and then you see this bar up here. You just click here, then you can type a new word. Okay, so font style. So I have typed this word in, and how to change the font style. Same thing, just like the other two, right? It's here in the home ribbon, the first one. So click the down arrow and you'll see a lot of fonts to use. Okay, so this is where to change the font style. And yeah, so usually you can just click the cell for Excel, right? If you are changing the font of the whole cell, you don't need to do the highlighting that you have to do for PowerPoint and Word. You just need to click the rectangle once and then just choose your new font. But if you want to change one part of the word, then you have to go back to the highlighting method. Or you want to just change one word, the font of one word, then you have to highlight it as usual. Okay, so then for color, same thing. Font color is here with the big A with the red color at the bottom or whatever color it is, and then you just click the down arrow here and you will see all the colors come up. And then font size also, just remember that whenever you are editing your the words, right, you click onto the correct cell, because if not you might be editing the wrong cell. Okay, and then here is the font size. Okay, so the next thing is the bold. So bold here is in the same area also. You click once, it will bold. Click one another time, it will disappear. Italics and underline. So like Microsoft Word, you can change they have this like arrow down, but you can't change the style, but you can change to double underline. So usually people use double underline because they are calculating for the total of things or for other reasons lah, and then they have a double underline. But otherwise, then that's how you use it. And then okay, so that's for the font and editing the fonts. So one thing that you may notice when you are doing Excel, right, is that when you have a lot of words, so let's say I am doing budgeting, so maybe I put budget for May 2020. So you may realize that um, the words spill, like it looks like it spills onto the next line, and it's not very neat lah. So how do you enlarge the cell? So you click on this, you click on the cell that you were typing in, right? And then you go up to the ABCD, and then move your mouse to the line until your cursor becomes this shape. Okay, you see my cursor? Ah? So at first it's a plus, right? Then now it becomes this thin arrows. Then you just click it and then you drag until where you want it to be, and there. See? It'll fit back into the cell again. So that's how you shift the size of the cell. You can make it even longer, or you can make it shorter, depending on what you type inside lah. Okay, and then because these cells, you see they all have lines, right? So let's say I only want to have a table here. Okay, so maybe this is my table, and I want to make it obvious that this is my table. So I just delete this one and this one. So I want this to be my table. So what do you do? So you can add something called borders. So if you just select onto one cell, then the border, the edit will only affect that one cell. But let's say I want it to affect the whole thing, the whole table. What you do is click onto the first one and then do a drag, like how you highlight your words, but now you're highlighting the cells. So when it is selected, you'll see it'll look something like this. And then you go up to the font area and you'll see this square. So what you do is click onto this down arrow, and then you see there's so many different kinds of borders. So the borders are basically like it's like when you draw lines for a table in real life. So usually I'll do straight away all borders. So you see all borders means that they draw a black line on all the lines of the rectangle. So if I show you another example lah. So if I say thick outside borders, it means that there's only lines outside, and there's only the thick lines outside. So you see there's still the lines inside, but it's not as thick as the outside. Okay, or let's see, left border. So you'll realize that, here we are. Oh no. Okay, so let me just reset this, then I can show you all the, yeah. So if you want to remove the borders, then you can do what I just did. Click the no border. So no border means you remove it. See, it goes back to normal. Okay, so let's say I do just left border, right? The line only appears here on the left side. The rest don't have. Okay, so depending on the style that you pick, then there will be the black lines lah, like where the black lines go. Okay, so that's how you do the borders. And then the last thing I want to show y'all is the cell color. So just like how you fill color in the shapes, you can fill the colors in the cells. So one cell can only have one color lah. So how to do it? You select the cell that you want to do. If you want to change the color for multiple cells, then you can just drag it as usual. And then once it's selected, go back to the top here, this area, and then find the paint bucket, fill color, okay? Then click the down arrow, and then there's a lot of different colors. So when you pick the color, you see that it changes. Okay, so then if I want to edit it again, then I just highlight the ones that I want to edit, and then I click it. So this is how people sort of like distinguish sometimes the categories of things that they put inside. So like for here, I separated the color for the title and then the content. So the blue color means is the title of the table, and then the bottom stuff is the body of the table. Okay, so that's it for today. And I know Excel is a bit more complicated for some of y'all. So if y'all have any issues with using this, then just you can just ask me for help, and I will help y'all and guide y'all along the way lah. So yeah. One more thing I forgot to add. So the cells have names, right? And you actually can have more than one of these sheets. So how to change the sheet, how to add the sheet, you look at the bottom right, there's this very faded out plus. You click the plus, then yeah, then you will have an additional sheet. So there's two different like pages sort of. Then if you want to change the name of the sheet, you just double click the word sheet one, and then you can change it to whatever name you want. Okay, so yeah, that's all I wanted to add.